So I'm really glad that I waited so long to get a Kershaw Culpepper because when they announced it like a year or 2 years ago now, I'm not sure how long ago it was. It was a while ago. When they first announced it with the G10 and everything and the 8CR or 7CR, I think it was actually steel. I was interested in it, but I never ended up picking one up. So I was on Smoky Mountain Knife Works looking at knives that were coming out, and I saw that this was coming out. And I thought, okay, cool. I'm glad I waited because this is a Kershaw Culpepper with jig bone covers. And although it doesn't say so on the Smoky Mountain Knife Works website, it still has it listed as 7CR. You'll see right there on the blade it says D2. And I'm a pretty big fan of D2 steel on pocket knives. This knife is a fairly large, they call it a Barlow. The bolster's a little small to be a traditional Barlow. So I don't know, jackknife, or I'll just call it a Barlow because that's kind of what they call it. But you get this, pretty good sized clip blade here. Interesting shape. Um, the edge grind on this side isn't the greatest, but that's okay. It's got these, I don't know if they're actually copper or if they're just like copper washed or whatever, but it's kind of hard to tell because I have so much light here. But these are like a copper instead of being like a nickel silver. Um, the bone covers look pretty good. There were some slight, yeah, I think right here, some slight imperfections there. Not a big deal. This is like a $40 knife. Um, Action's not amazing, but it's not horrible either. So, I'll take it. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've always been a pretty big fan of Kershaw, of their modern knives and everything, because, they're affordable, super usable, and most of the time pretty nice pocket knives. So I've always been a fan of Kershaw, um, and I like this knife quite a bit. I haven't carried it yet because I didn't do a video on it. Huge lanyard hole. Um, this is more along the size of the lanyard hole should be instead of what they put on the Rough Rider Reserve knives, which is a much smaller lanyard hole. You can get a piece of paracord through that if you want. Um, Although I won't put a lanyard on it because I don't need a lanyard on a knife this size. Um, but yeah, just a neat little like modern traditional folder here. For some reason, it's got jimping on the blade there, even though you wouldn't really want to put your thumb out there because it's a slip joint. I mean, I guess you could put this finger here and then maybe, but generally speaking, if you put your finger out here and start putting down pressure, the blade's going to start to close, which is not usually good. So usually with a slip joint, you want to keep your thumb back on the handle of the knife, generally speaking. But yeah, it's got a long pull kind of, a little bit of like a swedge. Just a neat blade shape, and kind of an interesting take on like a Barlow. Um, the only real criticism I have of the knife is I wish the action was a little bit stronger, but it's not anything that's gonna really affect it. But yeah, this knife was like $40. Looks pretty cool. I like it much more than I like the G10 version. There's also a version that the whole like handle of the knife is just one solid piece of copper. I think that one's $50. I think, I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying that much attention. But that one also has D2 steel, and the whole side of it's just one copper slab. You also get this shield here that says Kershaw, which I didn't point out yet. Of course, it's only glued in because, $40 pocket knife and everything. And these are made in China. That should be pretty obvious already, but China. Um, yeah, neat little knife. Glad I waited for this one to come out instead of getting the regular G10 version because that one was cool. This one's much cooler, in my opinion. But yeah, neat little budget slip joint knife, pretty much. Yeah, so that was the Kershaw Culpepper in jig bone with D2 blade steel, and that's going to be it for this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a good day.